Hello YouTube, aka Soggy Buns here, and in this video what I want to do is I want to show you how to not only install Oracle VirtualBox, but also how to boot from a USB, because it's not the easiest to boot from a USB. And the reason why I'm going to show you this is because I usually download all my ISOs at work just because the internet is 5 times faster than my internet at home. I mean, that's just how it is. And so therefore it's just easier to boot from a USB than it is to actually download, wait 2 hours for the ISO, and so on and so forth. So if you don't already have a VMbox installed on your machine, what you want to do is you just want to go to Google and just type in VMbox. And then just click on Oracle VMbox, the first one right there, and then go over here and click on download. And then, you know, depending on if you're Windows, Mac, or Linux, just click on the respective link, download it, install VirtualBox, and so on and so forth. Alrighty. And so after you install VirtualBox, it should look like this. And now, before I show you what you need to do to get the USB to work, to boot from USB inside VirtualBox, we need to check one thing first. Go ahead and just click New, and what should happen is this should pop up, and it should show Microsoft Windows XP 64-bit. Now, if it's only showing 32-bit and you click this down arrow and it's only showing 32-bit for everything, that's because you don't have virtualization enabled in your BIOS. So what you need to do is you need to shut down your computer. When you're booting up, if it's Windows 7, I believe you press Escape, and then you can get into your BIOS settings and then enable virtualization. And then when you restart, it will look like it's updating, and then it should be able to show 64-bit. Okay, and so the thing is, if you want if you want to try out Linux distros or whatnot, that's what you can do. Is you can go and download them from their respective websites, so on and so forth. If you don't know how to get an ISO, you don't know how to put it onto a USB, just leave a comment below and we can make a tutorial on how to make ISOs into a bootable USB. One of the reasons why I want to show you this is because I'm going to start doing some reviews of some flavors of Linux just so you guys know what they look like. And this is the best way to do it, record it and everything, is just to run a virtual machine. And I'm using Windows 7 right now, but I'm actually thinking about the reason why I want to do this is because I'm trying to find a Linux that works best for me, because I want to migrate over to Linux and not use Windows so much. I mean, maybe when Windows 10 comes out, maybe I'll be a sucker for it, but I'm kind of moving towards Linux. Okay, so anyways, I already have a Linux distro, a Linux flavor already on a USB, and I'll give you a review in a later video on it. It is Elementary's Luna, EOS Luna. And so I'm going to show you how to install that right now. But the first thing is when you are doing the steps of making a VirtualBox, you just can't boot from a USB drive. So using Windows, what you want to do is you want to go open up the command prompt, and you want to run it as administrator. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to change directory to this, and I'll put it in the link so it'll be easier to copy it over into your command prompt. So what you want to do is, and I've already, let me just copy it real quick, it'll be a lot quicker. So what you want to do is you just want to type that into your command prompt, or copy and paste it as I'll give it to you below. Copy and paste it, press enter. Alright, we changed directories to that, and then what you want to do is you'll want to put in this. And one thing that you'll need to know is you'll need to know where that USB drive is. So if it's where it's at, this physical drive number. So the way that you do that is you click the start button in the Windows, go over to where it says computer, right click it, and then you'll see a little spot that says manage. Click on the manage section. It'll pop up with this, and then go ahead and click on disk management. And then, okay, so what you want to do is you want to find your USB, and this is my USB right here, and it's disk number 1. So what we'll do is in the command prompt, after we type in this, which I'll do real quick, I'll copy and paste it just like you guys. You see where it has the number sign. What you want to do is just delete that, and then remember mine was drive number 1. So we just put disk number 1, press enter, and then it should say it was created successfully. That's great. So what we want to do is close our command prompt and click on new, because now we're going to actually make the VirtualBox. And so what I'm doing is I'm using Luna again, which we'll boot up to and I'll show you it. And it's a Linux, and it don't have the actual Luna flavor here, but I do know it's based off of Ubuntu. And this one is 64-bit, so I'm going to say it's a Ubuntu 64-bit Linux distro. Going to go ahead and click next. Since it's 64-bit, we'll give it a little bit more memory. We'll say, so now what we want to do is click this, and again you're going to want to copy and paste the directory to that USB, and that is, let me show you again. And that is also, that will be down in the directory. So what you want to do is click on this browse, and then go down to the bottom, copy and paste this link right here, or you can just type it in c-usb.vmdk if you did exactly what I did in the command prompt. Go ahead and press open, and then press create. Alright, so no errors, so everything was fine. So go ahead and double click, and what it's going to do is going to open up the virtual machine, and we're going to launch into Elementary OS. And so then what you want to do is you want to go down, and we're going to install it. I think it just automatically booted. We'll let it boot up real quick. Alright, so now it's booting up into the OS. And this is Luna, and it's a beautiful Linux distro. And what I'm going to do is I'll do a review on it later and show you how to do a couple neat things with it. The tweaks for Luna, and why I might be migrating to Luna or Freya. I think that's how you say it. It's the new version of this. It hasn't been released yet. There's a beta out right now, so it's not stable yet. It's a lot faster than this one. Why I might be switching from Windows to this. So, in the future we'll do some Linux reviews, just so you guys can kind of know what you're looking for. And so, anyways, what we want to do is, since we're not going to want to do that whole USB process every time, we'll go ahead and install it. And the install process is, kind of long, but here's just kind of what it looks like. I install Elementary OS, and then I go ahead and install it. And so I'll hop in and install it real quick so you guys don't have to go through the mundane tasks. Okay, so like you, and I just remembered about this, but when I go and try to install it, the VirtualBox thinks that the only disk it has is the flash drive itself, which of course that's not going to work, because of course your flash drive probably doesn't have enough memory, and that's not the whole point. You don't want to boot from the USB every time. See this? It's like, no, sorry, you don't have enough. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to go down to the settings of our VirtualBox. Go ahead and click the settings. And what we want to do is we want to go to storage, and we're going to add space on your actual hard disk so that you can be able to install. So what you're going to want to do before you can make any major setting changes with the virtual machine, what you want to do is you're going to want to shut it down. If you have it running, go ahead and shut her down. Oh, sorry. I guess we're still closing. And then as soon as she's done turning off, so then what you want to do is you want to right click on settings, go down to storage, click on your hard drive, go ahead and add it. Okay, so then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on add a hard disk. It says you're about to add a virtual hard disk to control SATA. Would you like to create a new empty file to hold the disk contents, or select this one? Yeah, go ahead, choose and create a new one. A VDI, dynamically allocated, press next. 8 gigs is plenty. Alright, so now it's there. So now you'll have 8 gigs for it, so go ahead and press OK. You want to make sure that USB stays as the first one. Press OK, go ahead, double click it. And then go ahead and click on install it. It's going to boot her up. And then you're going to want to install, and then there might be one more step. If not, I won't make you go through all that stuff. So she's booting up. There she is. She looks so pretty. It's gonna be a little bit slow because it's booting off your USB drive. Go ahead and install her again. Again, kind of slow because it's booting out, because it's loading all the files off of the USB drive. That's why you don't want to always do this, because virtual machine's already kind of slow as it is. Alright, and now you'll see that now we have at least 4 gigs of available drive space. So then what we want to do is, go ahead, download it. There's nothing on there, so just click the first one, no problem. Alright, and now it sees our 8 gigs. And we'll go ahead and install it. So now it's installing, and I won't make you guys go through the task of installing it. But now, so all you have to do is, after it's done installing, shut it down, and then all you'll have to do is just double click it again, and you can unplug your USB, and it'll boot up completely into the operating system and use the appropriate resources. And so I just wanted to show you guys how to do it. Since I'll be, this is the process I have to go through so that I'll be able to show you guys these different flavors of Linux. If